Hi, I'm Joni and welcome to our first tutorial for teaching app creation with App Inventor. This is the first tutorial of many you'll be doing over the course of the next few weeks, and today you are going to create your first app. Once you have downloaded the App Inventor 2 companion app, you can now connect your phone to your computer and get started on creating your first app. If you have not yet set up your phone for App Inventor, or you don't have an Android phone, you can click the link below and follow the simple setup instructions. Once you have your phone connected to your computer, go to the App Inventor homepage and click on Create, or go to ai2.appinventor.mit.edu. You are going to have to sign in with a Google account or a school account. Exit the pop-up window and open a new project. We're going to call this Magic Trick. Click on Connect at the top of the page and select AI Companion. A dialog with a QR code will appear. On your mobile device, launch the MIT App Inventor 2 companion app. Then click the Scan QR Code button and scan the code in the App Inventor window. If you don't have a camera or are having trouble, you can type in the 6-digit code and click Connect with Code. Now we're ready to really get started. There are two windows that you will be creating your app in. You are currently in the Design window, where you will be adding components to and setting up the layout of your app. The second window is the Blocks editor, where you determine the behavior of the components you give to your app in the Design window. Now, let's take a look at this app again. It seems like a rabbit is magically coming out of the top hat, but what is really happening is when we click on the image of the hat, it is then replaced by the image of the rabbit in the hat. So the first order of business is to download these two image files to your computer. Click and drag a button component to the viewer. Then go to the Media pane and upload both images to your project from your desktop. One of the characteristics of App Inventor that makes it so great is that you can see in your viewer what your app is going to look like. Also, your Android device will show you exactly what the app will do every time you make a change. Under the Properties pane for button 1, we see None under the Image tab. Click on it and choose hat.jpg. Now let's make another button. But unlike last time, we are not going to fill it with an image. Instead, we will go to Button 2 Properties and change its text to Restart. Now we have two buttons which currently do nothing. But do not fear, that is all about to change. Design is important, but now let's work on what goes on behind the scenes. First, let's go to the Blocks editor. Like I said before, this is where you determine the behavior of the components. First, rename the buttons so we don't get confused later on. I'm going to call mine Hat Button and Restart Button. To make the image of the rabbit appear when we click on the hat, go to Screen 1 and choose Hat Button. These are called Event Handler blocks. They're a light brown color and start with When, and in using these, we can decide what happens when a certain event takes place. Drag the first one out into your Blocks viewer. Now, go back to Hat Button and scroll down and drag in Set HatButton.ImageTo. Then go to Text and drag in the small pink block that holds a string of text. Once placed, type in rabbit.jpg. Whatever blocks you decide to place inside the event handler will happen when Hat Button is clicked. So now when we click it, the original image will change to rabbit.jpg. For the Restart button, we want it to behave similar to the Hat Button, but in reverse. So take the same steps as you did for the first button, but type in hat.jpg this time. To get our ta-da sound, download the tadasound.mp3 the same way you did with the two images, then upload to App Inventor. In the Design window, go to Media under the Palette pane and drag a sound component to the viewer. you can see that this does not appear to change anything in your app. Sound, along with many other media components, are non-visible and will show at the bottom of your viewer. Under Sound One's properties, change its source to tadasound.mp3. In your Blocks editor, you now see Sound 1 under Screen 1. Open it and drag, call sound1.play. Now try it out on your phone. Although you have practically become a magician, you're still a novice, so let's make this a little more complicated. In your design window, go to Sensors under your palette. Drag an accelerometer sensor into your viewer. Like the sound, this is also a non-visible component. Go to Blocks, open up accelerometer sensor 1, and drag out the second event handler. Then do exactly what you did for Hat button. Now, instead of clicking on the hat, shake your phone and see what happens. Congratulations! You have now built your first app. I hope you enjoyed making Magic Trick.